beautiful creatures of the world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. It's a beautiful but snowy day in the far north of Maine, up along the Canadian border in the crown of Maine, and I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you are as well. We have a funny story about the snowstorm that has been going on for 3 days now. We've got about 2 inches on the ground. It's not that bad. It's just been snow squall after snow squall after snow squall. Well, on Saturday, all the warnings came up on the phones. Winter weather warning. You are going to have severe winter weather from 5 a.m. on Sunday to 5 a.m. on Monday. So it was supposed to be 24 hours of severe winter weather. We got up on Sunday. First of all, we got up late because we forgot it was time change. That was the first panic of the morning. Oh my gosh, I overslept at 6 o'clock. It was only 5 o'clock. Now, if you have a homestead and if you have livestock, your livestock doesn't know the difference. They still think it's 5 o'clock. Now, you're slightly late getting out to your barn. You're not extremely late getting out to your barn. So that's okay. We run for the rest of this week. We will run the animals on Kerri time. So we weren't too worried about the fact that we got up an hour late according to our clocks, which was actually slightly over. We sleep in on Sundays. So the animals know that they're not going to get cared for at 4:30 in the morning. It's going to happen around 5:30 in the morning for them. So we were kind of on time, slightly late for them. We don't pay attention to the rest of the world on time change. We don't pay attention to the rest of the world most times because we're always running on my time. I'm either early or I'm late, but we're always on my schedule, which is the animal schedule, and that's just how it goes here on the homestead. So we finally get out there. There's no snow. The day is progressing. There's no snow. Early afternoon is happening. There's no snow. So we're like, oh, we dodged this bullet. And then our neighbor decided that he was going to put a snowmobile away for the year. We had a very green Christmas. We had a very green winter here in Aroostook County. We had a green Christmas. There was absolutely no snow. They got on their sleds sometime at the end of January. The trails were groomed, and then by the end of February, snowmobiling was over. We got out on our snowshoes one time this year. We did not get out on our cross-country skis at all. Just didn't happen. Winter was here, winter was gone, that's it. Everybody's upset, everybody's mad. So our neighbor decides he's going to ride around on his grass and then park his sled. Now, I don't know what kind of voodoo he do, but he done some voodoo. Fran the man, he brought winter back to the county. Yes, he did. 2 hours later, it was practically a blizzard outside. It was sleet, it was snow, it was freezing rain. We had hail, and this has been going on since Sunday, intermittently, on and off. Snow squalls have been coming through since Sunday. It is Tuesday, and we are squalling out there, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. Let's do some tithing before we get into today's topic. Today's topic is homesteading off-grid with baby chicks. That's what we're talking about today. If you are joining me on YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm a variety show. I talk about a different thing every single day of the week. Whatever pops into my head flies out of my mouth as unfiltered as possible on these platforms. And sometimes we're both surprised by what I really think about what's going on in the world. If you are a subscriber to my channel, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. You're the real MVPs because you put up with my shenanigans just about every day of the week. If you're not subscribed to my channel, what is taking you so long? We have a lot of fun here on Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. Hit the notification bell. Maybe YouTube tells you that I put up a new video. Maybe they don't, because they often don't like what I have to say. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down on the videos. Any attention's good attention. If you comment in the comment section, I will comment back to you, even if you just say hello. We've been having a lot of great conversation in the comment section of other videos. So please feel free to voice your opinion. Your opinion is not wrong. It is not right. It is just how you feel. It shows me that you are a free thinker. Keep your language respectful, because we had a person this weekend that was extremely disrespectful. He had TDS and apparently wasn't raised right by the woman that raised him. Because if you can talk to a woman like he spoke to me, keyboard warrior. Well, his mama would be very disappointed. Anyways, Keep your stuff respectful. Have a little dignity in your life. Voice your opinion. I don't live in an echo chamber, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. I respect everybody's opinion. I listen to everybody's point of view because that means you are a free thinker, even if you don't think the way I do. Your opinion is neither right nor is it wrong. It's just your opinion. Nowadays, you cannot speak words, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, because the people that claim words are violence used a lot of violent words in the comment section on a short video that I put up over the weekend. If you are listening to me on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and now Pandora, think about following my podcast. If you don't like today's topic, just swipe away, come back tomorrow. Suggest a topic that you want to hear. If you don't like what I'm talking about, suggest a topic that you want to hear that will interest you, and we'll try to discuss it. Think about giving me a 5-star rating. I'm not monetized on YouTube or the audio-only platforms. I am monetized on Rumble, so join me at Rumble over Coffee with Kerri-Lynn, no hyphen. That's Coffee with Kerrilynn on Rumble. I am on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Coffee with Kerri-Lynn, and I'm on X every Thursday. I'm X'ing, twixting, tweeting. I don't know. I'm posting on X at Coffee with Kerri every Thursday. Join me over there. I will follow you back if you give me a follow. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, today we're going to talk about homesteading, off-grid, and baby chicks. I went to Tractor Supply this weekend, Friday. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. I have to utilize big box stores every so often because we live 15 minutes from Canada. And our ags are really spaced out. The mom and pop ags, they're not all in one section. Sometimes you really have to travel for these things. And sometimes you can't be doing the traveling. It costs too much money. Other times, you go to the mom and pop, you go to the ag, and they don't have the quantity that you need. So I needed equine pellets in a bit of a quantity. So we ended up at Tractor Supply. There is no shame, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, of going to the store that's going to give you the bargain. I'm telling you, there's no shame in it. I know people want to boycott this and boycott that and not give their money to this and not give their money to that. We are in a crazy economic time. People are facing hardships. So I don't care where you need to shop. Just get your stuff as cheap as possible. Ours was a situation of not enough quantity at the local ag, so I had to go to the big box. Anyways, long story short, I walk in and I hear the peeping. Every gentleman listening to me knows what's coming next, but it didn't happen. Whenever your lady, whenever your wife hears the babies peeping, you generally get a new pet, don't you? This is our off year. We do not replenish our stock this year. Our stock is still quite young as far as the birds go. So they can peep all they want. And as far as the turkeys go, they can peep all they want. They're not coming home this year. Anyways, I don't think they're coming home this year. I don't know. I might have a change of heart. They're so darn cute. Anyways, I went over to the bins and I was talking with all the workers. You know, everybody knows me. We are from a small agricultural community and everybody knows everybody. And if you don't know the person that you're talking to, chances are you have a person you both know in common. That's how small our community is. We're an agricultural community. We're not an urban community. So we don't have a lot of choices on what we're going to do, where we're going to shop. I'm discussing things with everybody. Now, the workers were trying to convince me to take all the birds home with me. Well, that weren't going to happen because it's not the year to replenish the stock. And many, many times, when we replenish our stock, we try to get new stock from local farms. Day-old chicks, day-old geese, day-old ducks, day-old turkeys. We try to get them from farming friends instead of the big box store. But then there's times where just nobody seems to have them, or things have gone awry, or I wasn't ready when they were ready, and they have it. You end up at the big box store. Well, I was looking in the bins and oh, that's so cute, all these little fuzzy things. And there was a couple standing next to me. They were bickering back and forth, trying to decide if they could keep baby chicks warm. Now, they had just recently moved into the realm of being off-grid. These things are happening more and more in the world, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. In this country, people are trying to downsize, save money every which way that they can. This couple knew that their time on the grid was ebbing away a couple years ago. So they did try to do everything that they could to make their home that was formerly on utilities livable off the grid. And this is their first year that they decided, since they went off grid, that they were going to get birds. Now, they had older birds that had quit egging. They were so old, no more eggs. And they were keeping them, they were pets, and that's terrific. So those birds, they didn't have to worry about. They're in the coop. Everything's fine. They're fully feathered. They're aged out, and, they're waiting for the cycle of life to happen. Now they want the new babies. How are they going to do this? Because when you live off grid, there's no electric, there's no heat lamps. So I put my 2 cents in and told them how we do it on the homestead. Everybody, you guys can look around the world and you can see where the deficiencies are all around you. You got 2 eyes. We try to find solutions here on my podcast and not create bigger problems. I am not going to throw fear headlines at you guys. I'm not going to do breaking news unless it actually is breaking news. I just don't do that. I don't play that game. I don't need to play that game. I'm very laid back. I live within the cycle of nature. I live as close to the earth, as close to Mother Nature as possible. So I am not in this hysterical realm. I'm not trying to get thousands of subscribers. I'm an old lady. If you want to hear what I have to say, great. If you want to subscribe, great. If you don't, that's fine too. This is not my main bag. This is not how I'm making money. Okay? I'm making money through my homestead. I'm making money through the business that we own. And there you have it. So I'm trying to find solutions without scaring you half to death. You got eyes, you can see. Well, we told this couple about water bottle mamas, and it actually surprised me. The entire staff and other people that were wanting to buy babies, they were like, what the heck is water bottle mamaing? They never heard of having a water bottle mama for your babies, your baby chicks. It's a very simple procedure. Here on the homestead, when we have to buy outside source chicks, day-olds, we bring them home, we put them in a rabbit cage. We have modified rabbit cages here. I do raise Angora rabbits, and I spin their wool into luxury fiber that you can find on my Etsy shop, chestnutwoolenmill.etsy.com. And you can go over there, and every once in a while I have a fresh batch of spun Angora yarn. Anyways, long story short, we have a lot of rabbit cages, and we modify a few for outside stock coming into the homestead. What we do is we set the cage up near our wood stoves because that's how we heat the place. And it's still that time of year where temperatures are cold at night and they're warmer during the day. We try not to buy our stock, if we have to buy it, until April. We try not to do a lot around the Easter season because people get in trouble with Easter bunnies and chicks. Do not get these animals if you do not intend to keep them. Okay, that's my first thing. Now, if you live on a homestead and you are just recently off grid, you can put your chicks in whatever container you want near your wood stove, but you have to get up all night long. You have to keep that wood stove going. You can't overheat your birds, whatever container you have them in. Make sure you do not cook your chicks because that's very tragic. What we do is we put what we call a water bottle mama in with our baby chicks. I take a milk jug or a water jug, whatever's handy that day, a gallon jug, and I fill it with warm water, as warm to the touch as possible, but not hot because you don't want to scald your baby chickens. I put it in the rabbit cage. I make a tent over the water bottle with a thick old towel. I leave a little opening and it gets really warm under there. And my baby chicks run under that tent and they huddle up and cuddle up to that water bottle. Now, when you do things off grid, you need to be on a 24-hour cycle until those birds get feathers. It is a commitment, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. To raise livestock off-grid is a massive commitment. Now, my husband works outside of the home a few days a week. He has to run our business. He has to be on the job site. He has to be with his clients. And I get to take care of everything on those days all by myself, including get up in the middle of the night every 1.5 hours to 2 hours to make sure my baby chicks are warm. And that's how you raise your birds on your off-grid homestead. Well, this couple was absolutely fascinated, as was all the other people around, about this hot water bottle mama method of raising baby chicks. Now, here on our homestead, we mainly let our birds do everything. That's why I cycle them in every other year. I try not to do it every year because the baby birds that were babies last year, they're now getting into that time of their life where they want to lay eggs and be mamas. So we try to let our farm breed its own stock. And we have one rooster. He's a Rhode Island Red. And he is a baby that was born on our farm. And unfortunately, his father and his mother was taken out in a raid on our coop a couple years back. He's 2 years old now. He has a sister, and he just made a baby last year. And here's the fascinating thing, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. When you have a homestead and you have your livestock, the fascinating and beautiful thing is one of our Americunas laid a clutch last year and decided 3 days after she laid, she was not interested in being a mother. One of my older hens, she's 4 years old. We call her Peanut. She's a deaf Brahma. Yes, it happens. There are animals that are born with defects on farms. And she has always had help from the flock because she can't hear. So they make sure that somebody's always with her. And usually it's her sister, little white girl. And they're always together. And when they need to move for danger, she gets pushed along by the flock. So they really do take care of their own, so to speak, many, many times if you have a special needs animal. Sometimes they won't, but most times they will. And Peanut is basically sterile. She's never laid an egg in her life. And she decided she wanted babies. So she took over the clutch from the Americuna that laid the eggs. And she became a mama. She became a mama of a little Americuna that is all black with a little bit of fire feather around her neck. And little Peanut is a white and black Brahma, mainly white, and they have no idea that that is not their child or their mama. And that's how it works on the farm. Next year we'll retire some birds and keep the flock fresh because you need to do that. And hopefully next year we get a new rooster. And if we get a new rooster, we will take Gizmo, and we have a special part of our barn that is for the males. Our retired males or our stud males with the turkeys. We just everybody goes, all the boys go in a separate section of the barn. And that's how we keep peace and harmony on the homestead, because you got to keep peace and harmony on your homestead, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, because when the animals are miserable, the farmer is miserable. And that's how you do it. If you are recently off-grid and you want to get baby chicks, use the water bottle mama method. You can Google it. Google yourself up and get the really in-depth details. Just remember, if you are off-grid and you're going to get baby chicks, it is a 24-hour cycle of taking care of those babies until they feather. Good luck on your homestead. If you guys have any tips for homesteading, if you do homestead and you have any tips, any tricks that you use, put it down in the comment section below. A lot of times new homesteaders don't like asking questions. They feel uneasy, uncomfortable, that they don't have a solution to their problem, and you just might be the solution that they need. We're all about solutions here on Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. We don't want to add to the problems. We want to find solutions to the problems. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, carpe diem, because no one promised you a tomorrow.